Okay, so what do we want to start with? Little Panthers talk?
Yeah, we can start with the Panthers. I mean, this is also Ravens talk if you really think about it.
Yes, Panthers.
Yeah.
Are they going to sign DeAndre Hopkins?
Baltimore does not seem very interested in DeAndre Hopkins.
They
You
don't.
haven't heard their name involved. He hasn't gone to visit them. He did go and visit New England, right? But earlier today, New England extended Devontae Parker 3 years, $33 million with 14 guaranteed. So you would think that maybe they're out on DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Maybe that takes them out of the running. But one of the teams who was mentioned as still being in the mix was the Carolina Panthers. And I know a lot of people would look at that and say, why would he sign in Carolina? If he wants a top defense, a top quarterback, a chance to win, all this stuff, right? And part of that's true. They don't have a top defense. They have a lot of defensive talent. They don't have a top quarterback, but they have the number 1 overall pick, Bryce Young, who looks like he could be a special player. But I think most importantly, they play in the NFC South. And DeAndre Hopkins ending up in Carolina takes what was already a good shot at winning the division to almost a lock.
Yes. Also, he has a relationship with one of the coaches there, right?
Yes. What's his name? Bobby Ingram, he was a wide receiver coach for DeAndre Hopkins previously. He's now a coach on Carolina staff. So he does have connections there. And it seems like the market is a little softer for him than many people anticipated, but that's been the case league-wide. The owners are trying to prove a point by not paying free agents anywhere near what they're worth.
Right.
So that could work out in Carolina's favor. And I don't want to get my hopes up because a lot of times these things get reported and they don't happen. You'll end up in Buffalo or whatever, and then I'll just be mad. But if you look at Carolina's roster again, they have Adam Thielen, who has been a very good receiver, but is on the downside now. And his production has tailed off significantly the last couple of years. DJ Chark has been injured nearly every season of his career. And then you're looking at a rookie in Jonathan Mingo and a very unproven player in Terrace Marshall. So, he steps in as the clear-cut number 1 receiver day one, and he's going to get all the targets he can handle in Carolina.
Yeah.
They have a big need at an edge opposite of Brian Burns. But I think that if you're Carolina, you go for the talent in DeAndre Hopkins over just checking a box on the roster and going and getting whatever edge rusher is available at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I also want to point out that Bobby Ingram also used to be a wide receiver coach for the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
But DeAndre Hopkins wasn't available then when he was here, so whatever.
Apparently nobody was.
Yeah, right. So Jeremy asked a question: do the Panthers or does D-Hop want to win a ring or just a team to sign with? I don't think signing with the Panthers means he doesn't want to win a ring. They're not anybody's favorite right now to win. But let me ask you guys this: if Bryce Young turns out to be that guy, like what can't they what can't they do?
Right.
If they got D-Hop and Bryce Young turns out to be like really good, you got D-Hop, Adam Thielen, all right, and if Mingo turns out to be anything else, that's a lot of firepower there. Okay, well, and they have a solid O-line. At least we think right now they're gonna have a pretty solid O-line.
And it's June. How many people had the Eagles in the Super Bowl last year?
True.
There are surprise teams every single season. Why couldn't it be Carolina?
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you think the chances are that they actually sign D-Hop?
I think that the chances are pretty decent if it is true that the Patriots are out, which is what it seems like by going and extending Devontae Parker. At that point, why not? Right? Like if Buffalo has cap issues or money availability issues, and it's probably the same in Kansas City. They're probably not offering him what he feels like he's worth. Baltimore's not calling. Why wouldn't it be Carolina? Carolina can pay you. You said you have a young quarterback who could end up being the best quarterback he's ever played with in a very weak division.
Yeah. So D-Hop makes sense on most teams.
Yeah.